And thanks everyone for joining the webinar, which I think is a fairly timely topic given what we've seen with Net Zero and the requirement for supporters to have net zero targets, but ultimately which means the businesses in our organization will need to start measuring their emissions.
Let's say that we spend $500 on a flight ticket, but maybe if you bought with Ryanair, then you could travel a lot, maybe 5,000 kilometers. But however, if you spend $500 on British Airways, maybe you did only a 1,000 kilometer trip. So if you were using the spend-based method, both trips would get the exact emissions. However, it's clear that if you are traveling 5,000 kilometers, you are emitting close to 5x more than if you were traveling 1,000 kilometers.
Now, the big thing, right, to focus on is before we could talk about reduction, before getting to net zero as a business or as an industry, there needs to be transparency, right? Because there's no way to figure out how am I going to get to zero if I don't know what I'm starting with and what I need to reduce. Amazon just announced back in July that all of their suppliers that they work with will need to share their carbon emissions data with them and even set carbon reduction targets. We know that Scope 3 emissions are the most challenging set of emissions to get your hands around because it's coming from your suppliers. And without transparency for suppliers, it's very hard for you to really say, here, this is my carbon footprint in Scope 3. And then how would you know how to reduce if you don't get that data directly from your suppliers?